everyone, here I am again with the Project Life spread to share with you all, and it's about one of our days that I took my niece and nephew with my two children on the train to South Bank in Brisbane. So here I am, I'm just using the rest of my kitaholic kits for March, what's left of it. I made 17 layouts so far and thought, right, it's ready to use use the rest of the stuff in my Project Life, so here I am going for it. What I'm doing at the moment is trying to layer. I've got my photos where I think I want them, and then I'm just trying to find some paper that will work. So there's some cut apart cards, there's some cards that came in the kit, there's also the cut apart sheets and some paper. Hopefully this is not going to black screen like mine is on the screen. I will check that before I upload it. And yeah, I just go back and forth a little bit sometimes with papers, and other times it's quite quickly. Depends on what I've got left, I guess. It can sometimes be a bit tricky when you've got not much left. But I made it work. I just thought I'd keep this process in just because sometimes people don't, when you're watching YouTube, they don't have this part in and it's already pre-organised in terms of paper and where their photos are going to go, which is fine because you still see a lot. You see all the embellishment, things like that. But sometimes it's nice every now and then to see their thought process behind where the colours are going and see some other options that they choose, because obviously as you're laying like that, just there, you can change things around. So rather than using those words, which I thought they don't really go with this layout and they probably don't go with anything else that I would be doing, I thought I'd back that photo on it. So the photos I've edited so that they are either 3x4 photos that I can keep as 3x4 or cut them down to give a border on the cards, or some of these photos here are about 1.5 by 2.5. So they're nice, good size rectangles that you can layer together on a 4x6 and make it work and get, look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 photos on this spread with 8 pockets. So not a bad way to get lots of photos into your album and tell the story and document those moments that we all want to share. Hopefully, come on, this video hurries up and I've made my decision so that we can get into making these Project Life cards. I think I turned that paper over on the bottom about 10 times each. That's not very good viewing for you, I couldn't imagine. Here I was trying to help you. I think I've just made my video a bit probably too boring. Okay, right. We've got paper behind everything. Are we going? Come on, Lauren, you can do it. Yes. So I'm moving it up above so I can see what I thought and what I'm going to be doing. Zoom it in. So starting with the first card, and I'm just going to go, I've got my little box next to me full of my supplies, and I'm just fussy cutting this flower from this little scrapper piece of pattern paper. So just be aware that you can cut things from the smallest piece, that you shouldn't throw things out until it's really absolutely gone. I'm just trying to work out the placement of it all. I love that beautiful cut apart with the water colouring behind it. It's such a lovely little title, and I'm trying to work it out, and I found it. So on it goes, thinking about it a little bit and then go. Sometimes I just stick, other times it takes me a little bit, and sometimes it depends. I think this one was the first layout of the day. And sometimes it takes you a couple of minutes, couple of hours or so to get into it. And the good thing is that I scrapbook usually in good big chunks of time, like a full Saturday or something like that. So I have the opportunity to, it's sort of like pancakes. Your first pancake's a bit of a flop while your pan's heating up and your batter's getting right. And then afterwards you're done. So sometimes my first layout of the day can be one that I'm not entirely happy with. And then I'm back in the game and I can scrapbook, I can think about things, I can be creative and take it away. Well, I really am only judging my opinion about my own work, because other than the things that I upload on YouTube, and some of you have been lovely to comment. Please comment some more, please. Otherwise, I do it on Instagram and on Facebook as well. So I do get some feedback, but sometimes when you're in your own little bubble at home creating, it can just be sometimes really helpful and go, oh, that's great. And other times you're like, oh, is that right? Is that the way I want it? Anyway, I've just rambled on for the whole time that I've made that card. Good thing a lot of it was self-explanatory. I put some fun foam behind the word and put some sequins on. Moving on to the next card, I've got another 2 photos, and this banner has come from the cut-apart sheet that came with the kit that they've designed and made. I believe it was the design team member that has made it to go with the kit, and it matches lovely. It's so helpful. There's lots on. I got 2 cards, and they were both different, and they had so many things on there that they were wonderful to complement the kit. So I sit this all down, and that's one of the branding strips, the title of the collection. And I was watching a video from Kitaholic YouTube channel, and they suggested using it, and I thought that's a wonderful idea. So I kept a few, and I used one on this layout, on this page, but I don't believe it's on this, or is it on this card? We'll see in a moment, because we're about to watch. Well, hopefully you're watching and not turning over. Please let me know if there's anything that I can improve on, or that you want to know about, or you want to see, because I'd love to have what you guys would like to see. I'd rather than me just guessing and doing my own thing, which is working, obviously. People are watching. But sometimes if you're sitting there thinking, oh, she should do this, or how does she do that, ask away, and I'll do my best to find a way to share with you my process or my take on it, and etc. etc. What am I doing? Sequins, some bling, and on it goes. Those Kaisercraft bling, they've got this lovely adhesive behind it, like a clear glue, but it's sticky like stickers. So if you stick it on and you move it, sometimes it stays there and the bling has no longer got any stickiness. Doodly border and some journaling. So this is just my thin Sharpie. It's really lovely to work with a lot of times. It's my go-to a lot. And I'm just putting a border on the other previous card. Go, go, go. My hands move fast, don't they? Well, obviously I've sped up the video. So I'm just going to cut down my cards, but just to make sure they're all the right size, because they've come from a cut-apart sheet, and I've just used my scissors to cut them. Now I'm using my little guillotine, which I don't always reach for, but now that I've changed my craft space around in my living room, I put it somewhere where it's a bit more accessible, which means I actually am using it, which is good. We got to use the tools that we buy. Sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. But this one's getting used. So putting it on that piece there obviously gives it a lovely border. It's actually a nice little colour combination with all those tree roots. So that's a lovely photo opportunity that I took, and made sure that my boys, although their faces weren't always very keen about it, but I got that photo just because look at those roots. Like, how amazing are they? It's just a beautiful place. I love nature. Like, it can be so beautiful and so, like, unbelievable. Like, how on earth did that grow? Like, it would have been cool to see, not a time lapse, because I guess it would take forever, but imagine if you took the same photo every year on the same day, and then it was put into a time lapse. It'd be pretty cool. So measuring the next one. For some reason I felt like being accurate. Usually I just get my scissors and cut the photo. But apparently I wanted to use that guillotine. So these are my niece and nephew in the same tree roots. Using my tiny attacher to put on that heart. And this is the roller phrase stamp that came in the kit. Using the Stays On ink, which does work on photos, except when you slide the stamp around, then it doesn't work so well. So that was a fail. However, I'm going to fix that by getting one of these word phrase stickers out of the Kaisercraft sticker book, which was like, there's hundreds and hundreds of photos in that book, and there's probably about over 500, I reckon, and I've probably used 100 of them, so there's still plenty that I'll be able to use forever. And now, hopefully by the end of the year, I reckon I'll be able to have used it all. I'll stick it on my stash box in my desk. that I use and grab for regularly. So this is a bit repetitive, isn't it? On it goes. Oh, it's going on at an angle, just to add something different, because sometimes when you got similar photos in a row, well, I feel, how do you change it up? I make sure I don't do all the embellishment down the bottom unless I have to, because of the orientation of the photo, the position of the subject or whatever. But I like to go up and down, but I try not to do it in a pattern of up and down either. So try and make like random, but make it look like, I do it on purpose, but make it look like it's random. Word phrase sticker from the sticker sheet, and trying the wood veneer butterfly, and some sequins. I was really big on the sequins today, obviously. Usually I don't use them very well, but this one, I think because of the colour of them, they work so well with the kit that it was so easy to do. Actually, the whole kit was so easy to use, which is why I got so many layouts from it. It's amazing. I've got a killer kit video coming up with the 18 layouts that I made in the 4 Project Life pages that I've made. So it was quite crazy. It's the most I've ever made from one set of kits. Putting these photos on. One was at a weird angle for some reason. I must have just held the phone weird. Probably in a rush to get a photo, I guess, as we were jumping on the train. That's a sticker sheet, and there's the part of the cut apart sheet. And I'm just going to write some journaling. I've obviously got a lot of journaling on this page. So on it goes, and I forgot to cut it at the beginning because it's coming off the edge. But then I realised as I'm writing that I better cut it so I don't write off the edge, because then I'd have to reposition it. But labels are really helpful for writing on Project Life cards. But also filler cards. There's a lot of filler cards that you can get that have got lines ready for you to write and just get it all out. So the middle card, that is a filler card, it does have lines and these lovely flowers on it, and I write about where we went for the whole day. I didn't actually video it because I'm pretty sure most of you know how to write and that you don't need me to watch me write, but you'll see in the close-up photo. Using my punch here, it's 1-inch punch, to cut out the circles that are on the cut apart sheet and add them as a fun addition to the little layout. So I class each Project Life card as a little mini scrapbooking layout, and using the same kind of supplies or same kind of techniques means that it can then just be cohesive on the page. And the good thing is I keep it either up to the side or to the front like I have, so I can see what the other cards are and what's happened on them. So we're coming near the end of the video. This one's the last Project Life card that I show you, because the other one is just the journaling filler card in the middle. And this is of my son looking at the map to see where we're going. He worked out pretty quickly how to read that map and find out how many stops. So it was pretty fun. Every now and then he'd get up, he'd walk over and come back and say, right, we have 9 more stops, or 7, or whatever the case was. And there's lovely wood veneer that's in the kit, and this comes from Corbett Creations, which is a great maker of wood veneer. It's quite sturdy, and she makes custom designs and makes quite a few different things that are just unique and awesome to use. They're very versatile. On it goes. And what's that? Oh yeah, a phrase sticker. And just lastly, I write in the design, or do I put that arrow on there? No, I write in the design there in the crook of the word, of the crook of the dots, and get it in. So thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you can stick by, subscribe and like. Thank you.